This is Carson TV News, your capital city news source.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Carson TV News, your source for Nevada's capital city news. I'm Courtney Bloomer. Beginning today, Monday, January 19th, Salomon Road will be under construction. Traffic will be limited to one northbound lane from Robinson Street north to the entrance of Mills Park. Motorists are advised to take an alternate route to reach their destinations. The work centers around a $2 million water main project meant to improve the city's water system. While there are some concerns about traffic around Carson High School, the sheriff will have volunteer patrols in place to help mitigate traffic congestion and safety issues during the project. The road is expected to reopen to normal traffic at the end of the week. Saturday evening, the Brewery Arts Center was the place to be in Carson City as the cultural institution held their annual Winter Wine, Spirits, and All That Jazz fundraiser. Attendees were treated to a variety of food and wine, live music, and exciting performances. For your own insider's look at all the excitement, tune into our half-hour special, Backstage at the BAC. Check breweryarts.org for times that the show will air.
Well, I think being able to showcase everything available here at the Brewery Arts Center is fabulous for the community. My wife and I are great supporters of the arts, and I think this is kind of the marquee event that really generates a high level of interest of everyone. And it's a great event. Just look around.
The 78th session of the Nevada State Legislature will convene in Carson City in 2 weeks on February 2nd, 2015. Bill draft requests for this session range from a bill allowing death with dignity in the Silver State to a measure allowing dogs in bars. Legislators will tackle a wide range of issues during the session, which is expected to wrap up on June 1st. Keep an eye right here on Carson TV, where we'll bring you developments throughout this year's legislative session. The Carson High School Senators were in action against Damani Ranch High and Wooster. For a recap of all of this week's sports action, here's Keith.
The Carson High boys basketball team played great for 3 quarters last Tuesday, then not so great in the 4th. But that would prove to be enough to take out Damani Ranch 68-55. Friday night, the Senators played all 4 quarters and took the win against Wooster 56-27. The Senators are 6-2 in league and 9-6 overall. The Carson girls basketball team dominated the whole game last Tuesday, taking down Damani Ranch 50-34. Then at home on Friday against Wooster, the Senators again showed what they are capable of, taking advantage of turnovers and finishing with a 61-46 win, despite being down 2 key players. The Carson girls are now 5-3 in league play and 9-8 overall. In wrestling, the Senators won easily over the Galena Grizzlies on Wednesday, with several members of the squad missing. Carson still only lost 2 matches and finished with a 66-12 win. Then on Saturday, the Carson High team took 3rd place in the annual Redwood Invitational at Redwood High School, while individually, Connor Sievers took 3rd in the 182-pound class and heavyweight Sheldon Miller also took 3rd.
2014 is in the rearview mirror. Here's Garrett Lapierre to bring us a year in review of the real estate picture in Nevada. That's this week's Property Perspectives.
Hi, I'm Garrett Lapierre, real estate agent with Century 21 Jim Wilson Realty here in beautiful Carson City, Nevada. Today I want to talk to you about how 2014 in the local real estate market went and how it compared with 2013. So in 2014 there was 652 total sales in all of Carson. Those total sales include condo townhouses, manufactured houses, and regular stick-built properties. The 652 is down about 50 sales total from 2013, and that equals about 54 sales a month. The median home price in Carson City rose about 9% over 2013, which is a nice, healthy number. Typically, in an average market, you'd see somewhere between 2 and 5% appreciation, so we're a little above the average mark. But the last couple years, we've been in the 20 to 25% median home price increase, with the market adjusting back to the peaks of 2006, 2007. But you just cannot appreciate 20%, 25% a year and stay as a healthy market. The one number I really want to talk to you about today is how many active sales there are out there on the market. So today in Carson City, if you wanted to go buy a property, and this number is as of January 7th, there was 111 properties for you to choose from. Again, that includes manufactured, condo townhouses, and stick-built properties. That number is remarkable. In the peak of the downturn, late 2009, early 2010, if you wanted to go buy a property in Carson, you would have roughly 420 choices to choose from. Today, 111. So a decrease of over 300%. That's just incredible. And it really highlights how much of a seller's market that we're in right now. Pending sales, so houses that are in escrow, either through short sale foreclosure or just a regular escrow, is 71. And that's a really high number. That 71 almost is 50% above where how many active listings there are. So that's a good sign. We're in a good, stable, healthy market, although we do need some inventory. You would like to see that active listing number somewhere around 200. In the wintertime, you see people that are a little more motivated, that are really serious about selling their property if they're sellers, and buyers who are really serious about buying a property if they're a buyer. That being said, in 2015, the main thing that I'm looking at is interest rates. If interest rates stay low and they stay competitive, I think the market continues to stay healthy and continues to stabilize. If they go up somewhere around 5.5% to 6%, I do think that will cool our market off and have some harmful effects if that were to happen, although I don't anticipate that until at the very earliest late in the year. But the interest rates do have to come up at some point. The average days on market for 2014 was 114 days, which is about 3 weeks better than 2013, meaning from the time you put a sign in your front yard to actually closing escrow and getting a check was 114 days, which is a pretty quick turnaround. If there's any stats you'd like to see covered that we didn't cover here today, or topics that you'd like to see covered, please email us at carsontvnews@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and make it a great day.
If your New Year's resolution is to get out and hike more, you're in luck. Washoe Lake State Park is offering a great ranger-led hike on Sunday, January 25th at 1 p.m. The Dune Trek and Beach Stroll hike is approximately 2 miles long and is moderately easy. Participants should dress warmly and wear good hiking and walking shoes, as the trail will be sandy in spots. Be sure to bring a camera. The Dune Trek Trail offers some great views of Washoe Valley and Slide Mountain, and you might be able to spot some wildlife. If you go, be sure to pick up a Nevada State Parks Passport booklet, which includes photos, a description of each park, and spaces for validation stamps designed to reflect each unique state park. Once passport holders have their booklet stamped at 15 different parks, they will earn a free annual pass to Nevada State Parks. These hikes are free of cost. However, there is an entrance fee to the parks of $7 per vehicle. Nevada residents receive a $2 discount. Our youth reporter Kit took a trip to the Carson City Library's Digitorium. Here she is to tell us about this great community resource.
Hi, this is Kit, reporter for Carson TV, and I am in the Carson City Library in the Digitorium room. Let's find out more about it. So what is the Digitorium in the Carson City Library?
The Digitorium is a space within the library that is used to help with digital media production, literacy skills for high schoolers, and for secondary education, although elementary teachers can come in here and use the space as well. Adults can come in and use the space as well, but we are primarily open for after-school activities, and so we're here to help students with different projects and homework and then e-portfolios.
That is very nice, and I understand that you are having lots of kids come in here, so what do they use to help them accomplish their projects?
Okay, so last semester for the high school, for the freshman transition class, they used this space to create a public service announcement. Right. All of the students had to create a public service announcement about learning targets for the freshman transition class or different activities that are offered at the high school to kind of promote getting involved. And so they used iMovie or Adobe Premiere, and they did all of the editing up here in the Digitorium. They came in and did the editing. They used the green screen, which is beside us here, and videotape. They use the sound booth. We also have, though, for them to use, we have 20 MacBook Pros that they can check out. Everybody that uses this space has to have a Premier Library card, which is above your regular library card. So they had, with a Premier Library card, they could check out the MacBook Pros, the cameras. We have Canon cameras, iPads. All right, so we have like I mentioned, the MacBook Pros. We also have projectors, the cameras, iPads, sound booth, green screen, and then we have a giant poster printer. So anything that the students see. This room also has Wi-Fi, high-speed internet, and Wi-Fi. Its own Wi-Fi in this room as well. So the kids it's more accessible for the kids to get onto Edmodo and different brain views that they have to use within the classroom. Their e-portfolios, they can come in here and use this space to use that.
Excellent. And so I think you said iMovie and Adobe Premiere, is that the software as well?
Yes, so the software is, that is the software that's on the MacBook Pros. And we have Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Elements. iMovie is what they can use for the media projects that they have to do.
Excellent. And so when can kids come in here, the hours for the Digitorium?
The hours for the Digitorium are Monday from 1 to 6. And the reason we do Monday is because most Mondays the secondary education schools get an early release. So we open at 1 o'clock on Mondays and until 6, and then Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6. And we are open upon appointment. So if a student is busy with extracurricular activities and can only come in on Saturday to use the library, or Sunday with an appointment, somebody will come in and allow them to use this space. Last year we had the honors history class. They had a big project to do, so a lot of them could only work on Saturdays and Sundays. So we accommodated that.
So how is it possible that the library made this space into a Digitorium from an auditorium?
With grant. This was made from grant money, and so the Institute of Museum and Library Services is where we received a grant, which actually is funding my position, in order for me to have this space open for the youth and the high school and whatnot. It was funded through the Institute of Museum and Library Services, funded my position, and then the Friends of the Library and the Library Foundation is who, the Carson City Library Foundation is who funded all of the equipment then. And so we took the auditorium, and it used to be what was just a stage is now a green screen room, and all of what took that to make it a green screen was funded through that.
Thank you to Carson City Library for dedicating this space to the youth.
Food editor Amanda Long from Chive Cooking has some tips for dealing with the picky eater in your household. Amanda?
Hi, I'm Amanda Long with ChiveCooking.com and Carson TV News. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about picky eaters, and we do have some picky eaters in our house, so I am well prepared to share some really good tips with you. Our first strategy is that we try to get the kids to buy into our meal plan. Every week I ask them something that they would like to see on our meal planning menu. Sometimes they say, I don't know. I'll come up with some ideas that I think that they like, and they say yes or no to them. Sometimes I have them go look at cookbooks, or if they see a recipe throughout the week, they will add that to their list as well. Our next tip is that I take them to the store. So I take them in and show them all the different options that they have for the produce section. And I ask them to go get maybe 2 or 3 things that they haven't tried before, maybe that they know that they like. And while they're doing that, they're seeing all the other options out there. And I think it's opening their minds just a little bit more to what they really have the opportunity to eat and try. So our third thing, and this is a really important one, we try to shift their kid favorite dishes into more adult-like dishes. A little bit healthier. For example, instead of fried chicken tenders, we'll make baked chicken tenders. Or instead of boxed mac and cheese, we make homemade mac and cheese. The fourth one is I have them make a list of their favorite foods, favorite dinners. That way I can know what they like, what they're wanting, and I can incorporate it into our plan. That helps them feel a little bit more involved, and it feels like they have some control over their food, like the first step as well. And then last, I get them cooking. So I've been asking the kids to make a meal once a week. We're starting this new plan where they will go through cookbooks and online recipes. They'll make me a shopping list, and then that way if they're not with me, I can shop for their meal. And then they all plan it out and they work together and they create a meal for us. And it's really good because they learn new cooking techniques. I help them if they have questions. I can show them how to do new things. And that really, gets them feeling good about themselves as well as eating more food. I've gotten them to try more things if they're making it, if they're preparing it, or if it looks like something that's fun to do. They're going to do it and then they're going to try the food. And sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But all of this is about exposing your kids to new foods and teaching them to cook and making them feel good about themselves as well along the way.
Thank you, Amanda. That's it for this week's edition of Carson TV News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Courtney Bloomer. We'll see you next week.